Hello, and thank you for watching this short YouTube video. In the 2.82 update, Blender's fluid system received a much-needed rewrite and complete redesign. The previous fluid system was good at simulating the surface of a fluid. However, the new fluid system does a much better job of simulating the internal volume of a fluid. I wanted to test the new system, and what better way to test the fluid system than with a Tesla valve? In one direction, a Tesla valve lets fluid flow freely. However, in the other direction, it greatly impedes the flow by taking some of the flow from the mainstream and redirecting it back onto itself in the opposite direction to create vortices that slow down the flow of the water. I wanted to see how Blender's new fluid system simulates the Tesla valve, and I'm curious how it compares to the older version. I will be switching back and forth between the new system and the old one to show you the differences. Here is the new system. This is Blender 2.82. I have added the wireframe modifier to both the domain, as you can see, the very large cube, and the obstacle, which is called an effector now. It's a collision effector type, and as you can see, I've added the wireframe modifier after the fluid. I have baked the fluid before adding the modifiers, just in case. So here I'm going to go into the camera view, or camera perspective, and I'm going to scrub through the pre-baked data. Even though my computer is relatively new, this new system is very resource intensive, as it is simulating the internal volume of a fluid. So my system might slow down here for a few seconds, but it will catch up. So as I very slowly scrub through the frames, we notice how it is being redirected back onto itself. We can tell the fluid is still flowing. We have the inflow over here, and we have a outflow over here to prevent it from filling up entirely. And as I scrub through here, we can tell how it is affecting the flow. Now we can go over to Blender 2.8 and the previous fluid system. And yes, you can have multiple instances of Blender running at the same time. And you can have different versions of Blender running at the same time. So this is the Blender 2.8 version, and the older style of the fluid simulation. I could have used Blender 2.2 2.79. I do have it installed on this computer. It has been a hot minute since I used the Blender 2.79 version, so I would have to get reacquainted with it. So as I scrub through this, it's acting a wee bit odd compared to the first one. So as you can see here, the fluid is not being forced into these other channels. It's actually going in reverse. And it's filling up the channels that way. Here it almost does it right. I think the next one... Next one's almost 50-50, and this one's reverse again. Here is the inflow, and there is a outflow right here to make sure that this doesn't fill up. In the 2.82 version, I can bake a mesh I just haven't yet, because I think that the particle system, or the new liquid system, does a very good job of showing how it now simulates the internal volume of mesh. Compared to the old one, I think it's just the surface, and it did a pretty good job. But as you can tell, there is quite a few differences between the old version and the new version. Well, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.